and the world. We have one major issue to address today, touching on the international security and involvement of Mr. William Ruto. Over the weekend, and better part of the beginning of this week, William Ruto has hosted some world leaders and known African dictators to get an affirmation and a breather in the reality that he is one-term president and get a reprieve of the political pressure in the country. The African Forward Summit happening in Nairobi is just a sideshow of Mr. William Ruto to hoodwink Kenyans on the matters that affect them. But what is coming out of it is nothing for the Kenyan. Where is it for the common Kenyan without medical care, education, or security in their own country? We thank the United Nations Secretary General for coming to Nairobi so that we address him from here on the danger that the Horn of Africa faces, courtesy of his host, Mr. William Ruto, the man in charge. For coming, we shall tell you why Kenyans made noise. They'll make some more noise when you meet them in the streets in your morning. To Antonio Guterres and Emmanuel Macron, we want to let them know whom they are dining with. Mr. William Ruto, a man who is the greatest disrespecter of the rule of law, the greatest human rights violator, a vicious man, a callous character, a con master, and a practicing dictator on internship from Yoweri Museveni and his contemporaries from other African countries, especially the ones dining at State House now for a talk show. This is a man who in June 2024 butchered Gen Zs in their numbers, abducted others. This is the man who is the real responsibility bearer of the war in Darfur, where thousands of women and children are being butchered. Instead of boasting of hosting over 30 presidents in Nairobi, William Ruto must focus on solving domestic issues. 3 days ago, six Kenyans in Mandera were brutally butchered by Jubilant forces who continue to illegally occupy the Kenyan soil. 7 other Kenyans are fighting for their lives in hospital, and not a single word from William Ruto. As we speak, Mandera County remains insecure and a big threat to the peace in the Horn of Africa. This is highly occasioned by issuance of Kenyan national IDs to non-Kenyan Somalis to enable them get an easy access to passports across the world. This has opened the world to terror groups in terrorist shells in Somalia. And I must say, this trade disadvantages Kenyan Somalis as they are held in suspicion applying for visas to various nations across the world. Mr. Guterres, be informed is the greatest threat to Kenyan democracy and human violation. Kenya has become a haven of state-sponsored goonism and political intolerance. Ahead of the 10th August 2027 polls, Kenya risks to have over 2 million goons in the streets, courtesy of William Ruto's creation. Kenya risks the Haiti route. Women and children are tortured and attacked in churches with live ammunition, tear gas canisters, and the brutality of clubs and machetes, not once, not twice. Businesses belonging to certain communities are being torched by goons under police escort, and the president remains silent.